Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my next review for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3. This is for the second half of the double premiere we got tonight. So that is for Season 3, Episode 10, The Diviner. And as per usual, spoiler warning if you guys have not seen both of these episodes yet for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3's mid-season premiere. So I did my review earlier for Episode 9. It's currently in the channel if you guys want to see it. And so that's the kind of, I want to say the big one, but that's, you know, the Kickstarter for this half a season. And then we also had the Walking Dead preview special, which I did a recap for. So if you guys missed that, that's in the channel as well, too. You can watch that. So for this one, carrying on with the review after Episode 9. Really liked Episode 9 a lot. Check out that video if you guys haven't seen my review for that, because really, out of the two, I think that's the strongest episode, as it should be, because, you know, that's the mid-season premiere, so you want to get people excited for the season. You want to bring them maybe some action or some, you know, stuff like that. Just some engaging episode content, because you're going to want to get people glued in for that half. So this episode is kind of more of like a regular paced episode. You know, it's broken down between, you've got the stuff that's going on with Strand, Madison, and Taka Walker, and then you have the stuff that's happening at the ranch. So I did like this episode. It just wasn't as hot, I want to say, as the Episode 9 with the you know, gunfire and the stuff with Troy and all the stuff that was going on in that one. That one, I almost want to say, when you have back-to-back episodes like that, that one kind of overshadows this one, because it just you know, there's a lot of stuff in it that I felt was really important for Troy, and this one is kind of more branched out, and you don't have maybe quite as much happening in this episode as you do in Episode 9. But that said, it did still have some things about it that I did like. The ending of it was a bit, I want to say unexpected, but it was a good ending. It was like a happy ending, or as happy of an ending as you can, which you can have, which is where you have basically at the ranch, you have Nick and the militia who are ready to attack the nation, or a few members of the nation that have the assault rifles. So basically, they're going to try to attack. They're going to throw themselves, you know, at the guys because they are well outgunned, and they are going to hope that with their spears and knives and like one gun, that they can you know, maybe get the AKs or the assault rifles away from them, and you know, then kind of win or take over the ranch, so to speak. So it's a pretty exciting standoff. You got Ophelia on the one side, which was cool, and then you've got Nick on the other side. It's just kind of cool because, of course, they were in the same group for the first couple seasons of the show, and having them on different sides or different camps was good in this one. Ophelia, I feel like, is a character where I think they did a good decision, made a good decision with her, putting her with the nation, because she's a character that a lot of us didn't really like in the first couple seasons. I don't know, I'm not sure why, I just didn't really care for her, didn't really like her that much. I never did. So for her to go villain, I thought made a lot of sense, and for them to use her in this way, where now they give us a reason to hate her, like in this episode when she kind of takes the side of the nation over the others with regards to double dipping with the water. Whether or not it was true, it seems to me like it probably was true, and she was just kind of taking their side because that's whose side she's on, so kind of defending it. But it kind of had this feel where it was like Ophelia is more on their side than she is with Alicia and the others anymore, which we did see before as well too, with the anthrax and the kind of other stuff that happened. So you know, some good kind of at odds here, some kind of tensions and this kind of thing, and it kind of cools off at the end when they all decide to kind of go join Alicia, who's helping kind of dig and check and see if they can you know, find some water, which was good. I like when, you know, Nick gives over the gun, they kind of walk over and starts digging with the others, and then Ophelia goes as well too, which was good, and then they all kind of join in together, and I feel like that's the point right there where they all become one group. That's where they go from being two separate factions kind of trying to merge together and clashing and not working, to them all becoming one kind of, I don't want to say cohesive, but one loosely connected or a loosely together group. Like, it could still spiral out of control again, but at least for now things are together, and they understand that in order to survive, they're all going to have to work together to do this. So that was kind of a happy ending in this episode, which I did like, because it kind of goes against what we've been seeing so far this season from Fear. Even though peace isn't the most exciting thing to see in an episode, it was still kind of refreshing because of how nuts the season has been from the start. So that's what's going on at the ranch. I did like some of the parts with the tension building and the militia kind of going to Nick, thinking that he's going to be sort of like they don't have their leader. They don't have Troy there. They don't have a leader. So they're looking for leadership. They're looking for Nick or somebody to take a stand, because maybe they're just not quite sure what to do. They don't have the firepower, and they're just they're just not sure. So that was good. So I liked all that. It was pretty exciting at parts. I did like some of the standoff scenes. You had the standoff scene between the one militia, the crazy, whatever his name is, or the crazy nation member, the one who's kind of their lead one when Taka's not there. And then you had Nick as well, too. And I like when he kind of pulls out the gun to show that he's carrying, that he has one, and kind of a standoff scene, like, what's it going to be? And then he kind of sits down like, you're not going to do anything. That was a cool scene. So the tension's building. Things kind of spiraling out of control and going crazy when Alicia tells them that they've only got 6 weeks left of water, and that being a really bad idea, because things just everybody just starts going nuts at that point, losing control, everybody being scared for themselves, like every man for himself now, get as much water as we can and hoard it, because things are going to get really bad. So it was good. The stuff there was good in this episode. I did like it. Then we have the other part where we have Strand, who gets reunited again with Madison, which was really cool, because a lot of us were wondering, when is he going to be reunited with the rest of the group? And in this episode, that's when we get to see that. So that was a good part as well, too, to get to see him and Madison reunited. You've got Taka in there as well, too. It just kind of feels like a strange kind of pair to have Madison go off with Taka. They're driving like the big carrier water truck, and it's just strange to see the two of them together off on some kind of mission, running into Strand and all this other stuff that's going on. I did like it when Taka goes to buy the water, to purchase the water, and all the stuff, all the money's gone, and Madison has used it to get Strand. So that was kind of fun, and I did like kind of this at the market they had there, and all the different things you get to see, the music and everything, and somebody said that was similar to what they used in Breaking Bad, which was cool. And then to get to see Strand kind of, have to pay his dues, where he gets kind of chained on the outside and has to fight against the zombies that are coming through, the infected that's coming through, while, that's kind of like his, what he has to do in order to pay his, whatever he's done, whatever mischief he's gotten himself into now, he has to pay for whatever he's done, which is funny, because it's so like Strand. Wherever he goes, he just keeps getting in trouble everywhere. Madison comes to his rescue and does save him, which I did like too. It kind of felt like a stupid move, and I kind of was with Walker on that one, and I agree with him, where it's like, okay, you gave up all of that water, we need it so badly just for this guy, but then, as she says, permanent solution would be, if we find this dam, we find a way to get water more consistently, rather than just buying a little bit now, we get him. This is our only chance to get him, because he's going to be dead pretty soon. And then we can find a way to get water from this dam going forward. So that's going to cross over, of course, with Daniel and with Lola, and what's been happening with them at the dam in Tijuana. So it's going to be good. So that'll be cool to see, and we'll have to see what happens with that. I'm assuming things at the dam are not going to go that well, and something's going to happen with that, where everybody starts going there to try to get water. And it's kind of a different, it's a different series from The Walking Dead. Of course, in The Walking Dead, that's not really as much of a concern. They did like one episode, which was them, where they were all, really thirsty, and then it rained and everything like that, if you guys remember. But, of course, it makes a lot more sense if you're going to be near the border, near Mexico. As society crumbles around you, water is going to become very crucial. And, if you have two groups joining together, becoming one big group, you have to feed everybody, which they have enough food, but you also have to provide everybody with, resources. You got to provide them with water as well, too. So that's one of the disadvantages to having a big group, is that everybody needs to eat, everybody needs those resources, everybody needs to drink too. So so it's and in the heat, of course, you're going to drink more than you would normally. So it just felt, the episode felt a little crazy because you're switching back and forth between the two. You got these different storylines happening. Some stuff with Daniel, of course, in the first one is kind of mixed in, here and there, of again, kind of just setting in motion that, water is very scarce and they can't, they've kind of already set this up. We've seen it before, agua stuff. Remember with Daniel when he's like, he's like dying of thirst and everything. And you've got the part with Nick last season where he's on the, he's almost dying and he's drinking his own piss or whatever. Some brutal stuff. So, it's kind of one of those consistent themes throughout the show. Realistically, it makes sense that it would be because of the location of where it's at being different from the original Walking Dead. It's sort of a different problem that you could see in this location, them running into with a bigger group that you would not run into in the original series so much. So it's good stuff. So that's most of what I want to say about the episode. It's just that it felt a little bit kind of, going back and forth between both groups, felt a little bit disjointed, I want to say. But it was cool to see Strand reunited with Madison again, to see her kind of screw the group to save him, or at least for now. It's like, okay, of course, you can assume Taka's going to be mad because he could already have the water now, could have already bought it, and Madison kind of screwed that up for him. But, Madison is crafty. She's always kind of doing her own thing. She's kind of on her own team, right? Like she's on other people's team, but she's on her own team too for her own family and protecting them. So it's good stuff. But I am happy to see Strand reunited with her again. I'm assuming he's going to be reunited with the rest of the group, which is really good because as you can see in these couple episodes here, there just aren't that many characters from early on in Fear alive anymore. There's only you've got the Clarks. And then you've got Strand and Daniel. Ophelia, I never really cared for. But, it just feels like the show has very few surviving members from the beginning, so it's good already in Season 3. So it's good to see Strand, I think, reunite with the others and surviving to return. So that's pretty much all I want to say for this episode. I'm just going to give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was an okay episode, just kind of a regular type episode. Some developments, but nothing crazy. I think that it's overshadowed by episode 9, which is going to get all the attention because it was a really good episode with Troy, I want to say. So those are my thoughts on this one. Write your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. And a pretty good start for the double premiere. Pretty good start for this half. Of course, you had the Walking Dead preview special as well, too, so that makes you think of that as well. But pretty solid night, 3 hours of Walking Dead stuff. And, I am pretty excited for these next few weeks. With a double premiere, double finale, it's going to go by fast. But this half is looking pretty good. And I'm excited to see who's going to be the big villain that Dave Erickson said they're going to bring in this half. That's going to be like their governor, so to speak, or one of the biggest villain for Fear. Because I thought it was going to be Walker, but now it's really looking like it's probably not, because he looks like he's right there with Madison and they're working together. So interesting stuff. We'll see. Fear's kind of crazy sometimes. It's a lot of different characters, a lot of different things happening, different locations and stuff, back and forth, and this crazy market with people everywhere and stuff is it's different to see in a zombie apocalypse for sure. So write your comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode too, and check out the review for episode 9. Check out the recap for the preview special. If you like this one, please thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, you can subscribe at the bottom left. You can also send me any questions you guys have for Q&A this week for Fear. I'll at least do a couple probably for Fear the Walking Dead. Because, we're getting back in the swing of things for Fear, and this double premiere gets us started up with that. That'll be it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.